What's up, bro?
Hey, bro, you know we got a show to do today, right?
Yeah.
Man, we got Spearfeather, man. You know she's our first
That's
female
cool
judge.
and all, but talk on the game.
What? Look, come on, you turn this off, man.
Yeah, I know, but what would Kratos do?
Yeah, funny. I get it. That's one of the paintings. But, no, she is a artist and a painter.
I'm trying to play the game right now.
Bro, you really gonna do this?
I can't do it, man.
Bro, whatever.
Look at the show without with it, bro.
I got it.
I had something to do.
Hey, welcome back to the hood. Welcome back to Chillin the Green Box with Specs, Thompson, and the View. And once again, the View just didn't show up. I don't know. We got our first female guest today. I thought he'd be eager to be on this time around, but he didn't give me a reason why he's not even here this time. But Spearfeather, thanks for being on the show. Anyway,
Oh, you're welcome.
Hey. For those who don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself so that they know who you are and what you do.
Sure. Okay, my name is Spearfeather. I'm an artist, but I've had like multiple lives. I was like in the military like a long time ago in the Air Force as a comm officer, and then I did like art while I was in it, so I never left it. So I used to get commissions for like drawing people when they had a going away gift, and I was like, one day I'm gonna be an artist. One day. But it never like came to pass, and I was always like looking for security and all of that stuff. So after I left the military, I went to school to do web design, only to promote the art to sell in the future. And then I got distracted by that.
Okay.
I was like, ooh, money, okay. And then I didn't do that, and I was like looking on the side. Then after graduating from the college for web design, they hired me, and I went, oh, I can't search.
It's okay. It's
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, some guests do it, some guests not. It's only like a little button I can press to split up or not. So it's all it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I got hired on as an adjunct professor, and I was like, I can call myself a professor. Get out of here! Like, so I was teaching students, and then when I taught the art students, they recruited me for the art department. They had me teach the art students how to do like computer graphics with interaction in the web. And I kept looking at the student work going, man, this is good. And I got so psyched from just being in the class with them. I'm like, when am I going to draw again? And everyone's like, why did you draw? I was going to say, man, confusing the military with the, professor. I was like, oh. So one student, I won't say their name because I think they're going to be an anonymous artist. But they were like, hey, why don't we all get together as a class and do like an Inktober? And I'm like, I don't know about that. I guess so. I don't know if I have time. And once I started drawing, I went, all right. Yeah, it was so much because I put so much work into like teaching that I said, nah, there has to be a change. And so things happened during COVID, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a full-time artist and broke, and I don't care. let's do it. And I don't mind being a little poor right now because I'm hungry for the actual art itself. And I came from a life where I did have money and houses and all that stuff, and I was never happy. I was always like, when am I gonna draw? One day, like, what am I gonna be? 80? You don't even know if you have all your fingers by then. Like, so I was like, nah, let me just do this art thing. So now I'm here, and I'm starting over, and I'm asking everybody, like, what the heck do I do? Am I doing a Kickstarter? Am I just going to draw? And I was like, let me just draw. Let's see where that goes. So I've been doing, like, characters for probably 5 years or so. Don't have a comic book yet. And then signed up for a bunch of gallery stuff because I also do that kind of stuff. Gallery artwork where it gets into the sci-fi world and stuff like that. So I've been doing that for like years, and I had a few mentors when I was stationed out in Los Angeles, like take me in and go, hey, here's what a gallery does. And I was like, do I want gallery or do I want comics? I've been wanting comics since I was young. So now I'm here and I'm doing like characters and trying to apply to different shows. So I found this one show, and I'll announce it again at the end. It's called Catastrophic Con.
Catastrophic Con? Okay.
Catastrophic Con, yeah. So this is going to be in upstate New York, and that's controversial. I shouldn't say upstate because then in New York is going to get mad if it's not really upstate. But it's going to be up in Purchase, New York. It's like going to be like a rock and roll horror film con. And so I'll be up there like kind of debuting because I've been like doing undercover stuff like
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
about the events, and I'm just like, hey, I'm selling stuff. They don't know. Like, but this one is like one of the ones where I'm like, oh my god, am I an imposter? I'm gonna be around art people. So yeah, I'm excited about that one coming up. So I've been just drawing, and getting like side gigs, doing web on the side to like fund me, kind of
Hmm.
while doing it. So yeah, and then I'm doing like the website and stuff like every freaking day, trying to make it look okay. And what does it do? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
That's
cool.
it's oh, it's a lot.
Hey, it's
Am
all
I
good, man.
rambling? I'm rambling.
It's all good. We gonna dive deeper into all that stuff later, so
Okay.
it's all good. But I don't know if you're familiar with the green electrical boxes that set in front of the neighborhoods. You know what I'm talking? All
I
right.
tried not to sit on them when I was young.
Yeah. Well, when I was growing up, we did sit on them, and we sat on them, and we would chit chat with friends and talk and elaborate, hang out. So on this box, it's called Chill on the Green Box. So
Nice,
basically, we're gonna be chill on the Green Box, talk and break stuff down. Cause
nice.
my show, I try to be different than other shows. Cause most
Mhm,
shows are just like people get on here for an hour and ramble
mhm.
about their comic book and or
Right,
Kickstarter, and nobody knows anything about them. So
right.
on this, I was know about the artist or the creator, so people would be like, "Oh yeah, I enjoy this person. Let me support them."
Cool.
So yeah, so by doing that, I got four different segments of different icebreaker questions that I done found or that you gave to me earlier that I
Mhm.
formulate more questions around.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, the
Well,
first segment is called yep yep
hold
yep
on,
yep.
hold on. There you go.
All right, uh, the first segment is called breaking it down. Because
Okay.
typically when you sit on the green box with your friends, you'll break things down,
Mhm.
concepts and just things y'all just want to talk about.
Yep.
So this is gonna break your brain down so
Oh,
people can get a better understanding, who you are.
okay.
All right, you ready?
No.
All right, all right. And if you can switch places with anybody in your family,
Ooh.
right now, for one day, who would it be and why?
And
I
my family's gonna see this?
don't know if you share it, they might.
That's me alive.
Up to you.
That's
Yeah, yeah. It depends. You want to change places with them? Like yes. Yeah, it's up to you.
because she might try to get in my body. All right, I don't want to do that one.
The
Huh. This is a hard one.
first one, man, it can't be that hard.
It is, 'cause I know most of
You don't want to do
them.
it.
No.
Hmm. Just one day though. Just one day. Just one
One
day.
day, one day.
Yeah, like a Freaky Friday type of deal. One day.
Oh, then it's gonna be my mom, so I can see like if the story she told me growing up was true. I know you're gonna see this because you're like, but yeah, it's gonna be my mom, so I can see the world through her eyes. Like she went through that transition where, how much can I say about that? She went through that transition of like back in the day when like folks owned their stuff, and then integration, and then that. And I would like to see what it looked like pre-integration, just to see
Okay.
like how folks were running like their own hospitals, their own law firms, their own transportation companies. I really like to see that, just to feel like what the society felt like.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So that's one of the aspects. The other ones is I want to see like through her eyes what she saw, because she was obsessed with like the universe and stuff, and looking up at the stars and nature and things like that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
All right. All right.
kept it clean.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Next question. What are you best at fixing?
Thing.
And you thought the first one was hard.
How this doing? Did I do it okay? Fix thing. Hmm. Wow, that's so general because I fix things. I fix situations. Uh, with their issues or challenges. Let's call them challenges, and then I'll go, "Hey, did you think about this?" And they might end up hating me because the line of questioning like gets deep, you know.
Yeah.
Like, well, what you doing to make it
Mhm.
happen? Oh, but yeah, I fix situations, and the time I'm a hypocrite because I don't fix my own.
Hey, as long as you fix something, you know, it works, right?
I also like to fix like no, not electronics because that's too intense. Like light circuits. Sometimes I like that, but I'm not the best at that.
Like LCD, like LED lights.
I'll put it on my website one day. But I like taking different like what is was messed up. I don't know the language of this crap. I'll take a switch, I'll take a wire, and then I'll take a little ACDC thing, and then I'll create a sign, and then have the light bulb running through. So if there's like a
Oh,
glitch
okay.
in it or something, I'll cut the wire and then rewire it, and then
Okay,
it
okay.
works. But I can't do like radios and VCRs. I smoked the VCR once.
Well, good thing nobody uses them no more.
Right, so I don't attempt to do new things either because I'm like I might smoke that. Sorry.
Yeah, I definitely use that on the reels.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next question. Do you have any? Do you have a goal that's not like a non-work goal that you're striving for right now?
Ooh. Yeah, and you know what? I know that's bad, but I told my students I was like, one painting, $1 million, retire.
So do you consider do you consider painting as work or
Uh,
your art as work?
when it turns from joy and trying to figure out life things into, oh, how can I make money from this? That's when it becomes work. That's the thing I
Okay.
don't want is I like working hard, but not if it's just for currency. Like
Okay.
if it changes something, then I like it. But once
So
it
let's
becomes
say
like a job like that,
let's say you had like a I guess a gig at the city. The city had you paint murals every month or
oh
whatever.
no, no, I lose the joy, man. Like so ultimately, like I would want to see Australia. Like I just want to travel and meet people, and normally it's going to be creative people who are still in touch with their get down. So I would like to travel to Australia and Mali and just see stuff
Okay.
firsthand. Yeah, yeah, but I don't want to like work. There's no. I just want to meet old people and hear their stories. I guess like that's why I wanted to go inside mom's head.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. That's cool. That's cool. Well, that was the end of that segment. You know, hopefully I didn't break your brain too
No,
much.
my brain
Yeah.
breaks itself. You're fine.
Okay. All right. The next segment, since you're in the comics, you might know this one a little bit better. It's called the back issues.
Oh, okay.
Yes, for people who don't know, typically you want to know about a person's or a character's backstory in comics. You go to their back issues. So if
Yep.
you want to know about, I don't know, Moon Knight, you go into his back issues to find out more about him.
Yep.
So in this segment, I'm gonna go to your back issues so people know more about you.
Well, okay.
All right. First question: where are you from, and what do you call your hood?
I'm from nowhere. I'm a military brat. I just reclaimed Long Island, New York as my home, but I grew up here for like 8 years, and then my mom joined the Air Force, and so we were like D.C., Maryland, Virginia, kind of like that. And then I would come back to New York every summer and see my family out east and stuff. And no one believed I was from here. They're like, "Where's Jackson from? You from Georgia?" And then like, "Come on, bro, like it's everything. It's everything." Because I'm a brat. So I'm not a brat. That's what they call it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we travel. So I'm like an East Coast person. I'll try to reclaim Long Island as my home, but these suckers reject me sometimes. They're like, "Oh, your accent's so
Because
cute."
because you need the Tim boots. That's all. Get your bubble jacket and Tim boots. You fit right in.
Yeah, Long Island people do kind of do New York City. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What did your mom do in the Air Force?
Oh, she was a nurse.
Oh, okay. Cause
Yep.
I was trying to get a correlation because you said she like looking at the stars and stuff. So I was like, oh, she's in the
Yeah.
Air Force,
Yeah.
so the sky. And I was trying to put everything together, you know.
Yeah. But
Oh,
she's a very creative woman, very creative
okay.
woman, and
I was trying.
she's getting into like children's books and stuff. And
Okay.
when she's ready to broadcast that, I'll share her name and all that. But yeah, she's very creative. Uh, when I grew up, she would actually draw me books. So if
Wow.
she wanted me to go to the bathroom or whatever, she had like a whole story. Sorry, mom. Like that was like my favorite part of the book is when the kid was able to go to the bathroom, right?
See
Like
now,
that.
you still have all them books now. You can packaging them up and sell. Your mom could be a bestseller on Amazon. You know.
Yeah, I hope she does well because her creativity really inspired me growing up. She knew how to sew. She knew how to not remodel homes, but do interior decorating and build stuff. Like I loved watching her. I was like,
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
yep.
I know you're into art, but are you
Mm-hmm.
like music? All right. So, what was your first encounter with music that intrigued you? Like, oh, I like this stuff.
Ooh, first encounter. Ooh, that's hard. That is hard. It's probably some Sesame Street Get Down or Muppet Show or something. It was probably Muppet Show because they had a whole band, and I was like, oh, there's drums. Like they had like the whole
With animal and stuff.
thing. Yeah, yeah, animal and stuff. And then, like, I think it was supposed to be Carly Simon or something garbage. So I don't know what the hell she. Oh, sorry, what she was supposed to be, you know. But yeah, it was like her, and then like the jazz dudes.
Then the guy who looked like me, you know, with the beard and the dreads.
And yeah, I think the Muppets were one of my first. That's what I'm recalling. It, you know, who knows what the truth is after time travel for that. But yeah, the
Hmm.
Muppets really got me into like music and all that
Okay.
stuff. I used to love theme music and opening music.
See, you're the second person that kept it real. Like, another person said theme songs like you did from the shows, but you said Muppets. Like most people, like, oh yeah, I first heard Led Zeppelin and I heard the guitar chords. Like they were saying, like, I mean, that's cool. No, I get it, but you another guest, the first one that kept it real, took it all the way to childhood, saying, oh, you
Yeah,
heard this song, you enjoyed it, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I really like them.
Because I think I would say, well, would I say the same thing? See,
How do you know?
yeah, I don't. I like. I want to say like, if I ask my sister, she'll probably say like the Barney show, the Barney songs. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm watching Barney and Lion
Mm-hmm.
King at the same time.
Right.
But like, I can sing the Lion King songs front to back.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that like my daughter, like getting her to watch movies and stuff, and she's starting to hear the little melodies of Lion King songs. So I was like, oh yeah, you know the songs now. Like, let's sing them together now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's magical. Itsy Bitsy Spider, all that stuff.
yeah. And my daughter's name is Symphony. You know,
Oh,
I just
nice.
um,
Really?
yeah, I'm in
Beautiful.
the music industry, so I just wanted
That's
something that
awesome.
represents me
Yeah.
and my daughter. But ironically, I guess I just spoke it into existence.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like she's musically inclined, just
Nice.
because she was sing and dance, and
Yeah.
I think she never seen a drum in real life. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, but she knows how to play the drum. Like she knows that she had to put the drum on and do the rhythm. So I don't know
Yeah.
if it came from like Bubble Guppies or what, but I'm like, man, that's amazing. But yeah,
These guys like when she was in the womb, like hand clapping and stuff. You don't know what baby's here. Like I had a whole story in my head about what does the baby see and what does it hear in the womb.
but see, I don't know what's going on. Like, no, because she was trying to play like Mozart and all kind of corny stuff like that when she was a baby. But but like so my youngest daughter, she might like rap music, but the one I'm talking about, she don't. Like
Gotcha.
she's I guess you call it like top 40 stuff, but
Yeah.
it seems she likes. It's not Afro beats,
Mm-hmm.
but like Tim's, Lauryn Hill
Mm-hmm.
type of music like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, cause uh, she liked the Future song that he just won a Grammy for.
I'm
That
terrible at the new artists. I'm terrible. I'm old, man.
but I'm saying it because
Yeah.
he won a Grammy for it, but they sampled Tim's song.
Oh, okay, cool. Which
Um
one did they sample?
the one that there's one that's popular, the one that's how'd it go? I can't think of how it go.
Did he collab
Lie,
with
lie to
someone?
me. Da, 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 da.
Oh,
Yeah, the same one. It might have been in Black Panther. I'm
okay.
not sure, but she likes the sample. I was like, man, why does she like this Future song so much? She don't like rap. But
Mhm.
then I start getting the Afro beats, and Tim start coming to more and more, and Black Panther, and I started like listening to it more and more.
Gotcha.
Then I was like, oh, that's a sample. So
Mhm.
she's like the sample of that, and I played the original song, and she likes that. I was like, oh,
Yep.
I get it now.
Yep.
But yeah.
That's how I was with this one song when I was younger. Oh gosh, I forgot. And they sampled James Brown. She keeps on passing me by. And I was like, oh, but they were rap. Boom, 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 boom. Like they used this whole beat. And my mom goes, hey, that's our music. And I'm like, hey, but I forgot their name. I forgot their name, man. But they sampled that song. I think it was James Brown. Ooh, she's gonna kill me if I don't know. But she keeps on passing me by. Yeah, she keeps on passing me by. I was like, ooh, this is awesome. But I liked it because of James Brown, man. It was,
Yeah. See,
yep.
I think the better answer would have been like James Brown probably, got you in music because
Ah,
just that reference you say, then you keep saying get down, get down, get down. So
right.
I believe James Brown the one who got you.
He's major. So it's Funkadelic. I have like 4 of their freaking albums here because of the artwork and stuff. Because
Mm-hmm.
they have a book. I don't know if we're allowed to show it because of copyright, but man, their whole thing is like a comic book. And I was like, oh, I'm digging them. Like they have I hope it's no offensive images, but anyway.
Oh,
But
no, it's
yeah,
good.
they have like a whole get down here. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
really love Funkadelic. But
Okay.
yeah, James Brown probably influenced me a lot.
Yeah, okay.
As many, so he was all up in our hip hop era in the '80s and stuff. So.
Yeah. So I know all about I'm from Augusta, so I
Oh,
know.
cool.
Yeah. um. So, what was your first comic book or comic related TV show that got you into it?
Oh, comic book TV show
Or comic book,
or comic book. All right, I'll confess and be open. I didn't read comic books, still don't. I like looking at them. I like going to the store, flipping that, look at the art and go, ooh, nice. And then I'll look at comic book reviews and go, oh, they like that story. I can't open it, man. Why? I don't know why. The last one, oh, maybe it's a childhood trauma. Okay, so once upon a time in high school, one of my friends was really into the anime stuff, and then I had another friend who could like draw from memory. So they were at it, like, because he was like Western style art, and the other guy was anime. And so the anime guy's like, well, let me show you some of the stories. And I looked at this one story, and it was called Crying Freeman. And there was nudity in it, and I was like 16 or something. And I was like, there's nudity in it. So I hid it behind my mom's washing machine, and she found it. And yeah, oh, man, mom's gonna love this episode. Found it and yelled, and I think I was traumatized. That's the last comic book like that I remember going through and reading. The other ones I'll just pick up and have it. Like I have one here. No, I don't. No, I don't have one here. That's like a sample. But yeah, I'll pick up stuff. Ooh, I hope you don't see my belly. Hope you don't see my belly. But I used to go to drinking draws a lot, and then I would get the free stuff.
Oh,
And
okay.
they would pass out like comic books. But
So what's a drink and draw like a paint and sip type of thing?
ooh, this was back in the day too. Yeah, it's and then it's intense. So they're really geared towards the artists getting better at their craft. So they have these New York City drinking draws. I don't know if they still do it, but you show up, you can order a ginger ale, whatever. They'll have like someone from a comic book industry come in. Like we had like one Marvel, one DC person come. They have drawing exercises, and then they
Mm-hmm.
would have the models do like live action poses, like really extreme, which was way different from like a school atmosphere. And so you're just sitting there sketching, and then they go, okay, now do it in 15 minutes. Now do it in 2 minutes, and now do it in 20 seconds. And you're like, what? Bro,
Okay, see, I don't watch the drinking draw, but I watch artists do that on YouTube. They'll do the same image in different little time frames. So like, man, it's crazy. Yeah.
And this one was awesome because they had free giveaways at the end, and then they had a contest. So you would like win stuff at the end, and then get like free Copic pens. Like whenever the industry was trying out something new, they pass it out to the artist. So it was pretty cool. They had it like once a month, but I haven't gone to one since like 2012 or whatever. But it was cool. They would pick a different bar around New York City and just chill, meet people.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, networking.
All right. So since you didn't read comics at all, what TV show?
Oh. I think was Wonder Woman. I think, and then there was this horrible one. I don't know if it was a real comic or if it was just a TV show, but the Greatest American Hero, that dude couldn't fly. He didn't have instructions for his manual, and alien ship like dropped off a super suit. It didn't have the instructions. He lost it in the middle of a desert with an FBI agent, and then he's flying
I never
around.
heard this.
Oh, you gotta watch Greatest. It's horrible. It's horribly good. But anyway, yeah, this dude like lost the manual for it, and so in my dreams, ever since that show, I couldn't fly. I would fall and land bad, and because of him. So luckily, I had a new memory, erase it when Superman came out in the drive-in. That's how old I am. So Superman is like my ultimate, like, because I wanted to fight villains and all that stuff, and pierce my eyes through things.
But just not the pride in how old you were, but you recently said they had you was in high school, and they was talking about anime versus Western comics when you was in high school. So when you was in high school, was people reading manga? Like was that what's going on? Because I thought they didn't hit till later on.
So this is what's interesting about military brats. This dude was a military
brat.
Like
I forgot about that part. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, we're all over the place. We're all over the place. And so even though I grew up and saw like Speed Racer on TV, I didn't see other stuff. And then when he showed me that, I'm like, hey, that's like Speed Racer, bro. And but he's like, yeah, it's a whole style. So he did like an anime Batman and all this stuff, and I was like, okay. So when I first saw it, I went, cool. But I was used to like, am I loud? Sorry. I was used to like Funimation and like He-Man and stuff like that. So my art tended to go towards the Frank Franz. I'm gonna mess his name up. Sorry, fans. Frank Franzetta, like that kind of side, versus like the manga. But then like when I got older, I don't even know if do they consider Afro Samurai manga?
No.
It's like not really.
Yeah, because I mean, for aesthetic purposes, yeah. But like to get the credit, it has to be made majority by a Japanese artist company, whatever. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I had to buy both DVDs on that, man. I was obsessed with that. I would watch it like once a year. I have like a little ceremony and everything.
See, I haven't watched the new ones that came on Adult Swim. I haven't watched that at all.
Wait, is it past the resurrection or
I mean,
has it gone beyond part 2?
I mean, my part one stops when it was on Cartoon Network. All the stuff that's on Adult Swim, I didn't watch. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think I have 2 DVDs. If that dude comes out with more, I'll be lifetime.
Yeah, he got a new series coming out, so it'll probably be a while.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, a new series.
Cool.
So,
yeah.
So when did you find out you was a blurred?
The universe told me I was. Dude, I don't know. I guess when I decided to sit on the bleachers instead of talking to people during lunch, and I was in the math club in honor society.
Hey, that's a dead giveaway, huh?
I don't think I like people anymore. I like numbers and drafts. Like go outside and look at the squirrels, man. Like, but I don't mind being an outcast. I think since we moved around so much, I just changed my personality like every 2 to 3 years. I would get like a new set of friends, and by the end of high school, I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna be a loner. It just hurt too much to leave friends, you know.
You
So I
think you
just
think you was that way, like I guess standoffish or lonerish because you moved so much? You think you would stay in one place? You wouldn't have been that way.
that would have been a good excuse, but mom has a picture of me as a baby pulling away from her, and dad like, I think it just matched my lifestyle. It matched who I was. I like to move. I don't like to
Okay.
get stuck. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's in that segment. With move. Yeah, I know, right? I was moving to my next segment. It's a two-part, meaning behind it. It's called the hotkeys.
Okay.
In music, the hotkeys would be buttons on a turntable that DJs would press to select a certain song or
Mhm.
trigger a certain part of a song during a part of the party to get everybody
Mhm.
hyped and turned up and whatnot.
Mhm.
As well in comics, hotkeys are key issues. When a new artist getting on a project or a new writer,
Mhm.
or when a character is introduced, or like a
Oh.
number one, or something like that. And
Mhm.
nowadays, it's more towards like they're making a show, a movie out of this story arc or whatever. You won't get that, framed and either slabbed or
Mhm.
whatever. But in
Right.
this segment, we're gonna pick out topics or questions, that you want people to take away from this interview and specifically know more about you and what you do. And
Ooh.
yep.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
really, yep,
How do
yep,
I approach that? Oh, I have to wait for the question, don't I?
yeah,
Okay.
yep.
All right.
So should I wait. So you say because I was gonna present it a certain way, but you said um your art seems to be very different. You took bits and pieces and kind of formulate your own style or whatever.
Mhm.
So how did that change your mindset of your perception of things? How you view things, because I
Ooh.
guess your art's more abstract. I guess the term or
Some of it is like the paintings end up being more abstract than the pen and ink drawings do. It feels like two different people, but as I look at it, some things are a little similar. Um, yeah. What was the question? Sorry.
yeah. So like what caused you to see your perspective change in your art? Like what caused it? Like because
You know.
I guess because I mean what you caused it? Like 'cause it's so I'll put it up so people can
Yep.
see what we were talking about. But what changed it? What made you just think that it's different?
Oh, it changed as I changed, I guess. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So these ones at the top, they were inspired by heavy metal music.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's in a few heavy metal bands, and I was so excited that I got to sing live like one song because they have this awesome event called Decay and Decadence, and all the musicians get together and sing. And so yeah, that one specifically is like, hey, music can open up a portal. So I was really
Okay.
excited. Yeah, I was really excited about that. And I went, hey man, what if like Mariah Carey, like, and people like that way back in the day could open up portals? So in my head, I was like, sound starts everything. And um, and so music just caused these shifts. When I was painting those abstracts, those grew over the year as well. There was an awesome brother out west in Los Angeles. I hope I don't mess his name up. L. Crosby or L. Crosby. I'm so sorry, L. He ran this underground place called Cannibal Flower. Really awesome brother, and he was a DJ as well. So he had these events where artists would get together. They have some cool kind of acts going on, and then he'd DJ. So you had like music, art, and then you're just networking, right? So this brother, he coached a lot of people. He said, "Bring in your portfolio, and I'll let you know." So he said, "Hey, I'm looking at some of your artwork, and as I'm talking to you, something doesn't seem to match up. So there's this one brother in the artwork that I did of a brother with a spear, And he goes, he's up in your face and he's guarding the painting. You can't even see the background. He goes, you know what that's telling me about you? Is that you're guarding yourself. Something is like stopping people from getting in, and you can see it in your work. It's reflecting in your work. He goes, I don't see it when we're talking one-on-one, but your artwork is saying that you are really like blocking. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense because I just left the military. And I'll be fully transparent. I went to Los Angeles and lost my mind. Like I lost my mind and lost everything. I lost like a lot of money. I lost like I was going crazy. I was like, oh, I'm not in church anymore. Oh, there's no over here. I was going crazy. So I lost everything. It was like I literally went rock bottom. And because I went rock bottom, I had nothing to lose, but I was still painting. So I was painting through pains of losing things because I was going nuts. Like just going, I want to be free. And freedom doesn't have to mean destroying. So that's what a lot of my paintings were doing. It was like working through, why would I self-destruct? And most of it was burning bridges so I wouldn't go back to corporate, so I wouldn't go back to military, so I wouldn't go back to higher education. All of this stuff was like weaving me towards being an artist. I was just like burning. So you could see like once I was able to let go and the portal started happening, stuff got a little bit more loose. And so you can see my paintings go from stiff to something a little bit more loose and mystical, I guess, like trying to find answers for stuff. But the more my personality shifted, the more my art shifted. I had to change myself.
So once he told you that about yourself through your artwork, did it trigger something else to happen that make you different artwork?
He go in this direction. He goes, you can draw and like do that stuff, but go in this direction. Go to the abstract. He said there's a story there.
So was it something you're familiar with when you went abstract, or or you had to like grow into it?
Probably, but it's an amalgamation of things they see and hear and stuff. So growing up, I was always into tribal art, like looking at stuff. I was like, oh, what are they doing over in Africa? Oh, what they doing in Australia? What they doing in America? And so you'll kind of see there's like references to totems and symbolism, and it doesn't quite look human. It may look like an animal. It may look like an alien. So that kind of stuff made me explore, hey, like I can define what this life is. And so these characters will come out like that. I hope I answered that right.
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
But okay, that's dope. What do you call your style?
I don't know.
So
can say it. Is it?
So
I don't know.
So like when you going to that thing you doing in New York, the gallery. What type of artist do they label you as? Like it's you're a da 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 artist, or this a da 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 artwork. Like what?
They don't say. They don't say. They don't even say. They'll just put like either not emerging, like a beginner art, whatever they call that thing. But they don't say. They're like, we see your style. It's been done before. I mean, it's just I don't know. But then the pen and ink drawings, yeah, it's like a comic book style. It's straight up comic book style, like old school heavy metal, like Dark Ages kind of stuff. So what do you think? Is it abstract?
I mean, look at your portfolio, like I don't want to say it looks familiar, but some of the artwork it has. You know, they always say, "Oh, you know, every house had this type of paint in it," type stuff. Yeah, it looks like that type of artwork.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I want to call it black art. Black people art.
Totem kind of stuff. Family totem,
black
maybe.
art. Like
like
we got a place downtown in this it's called the Havana Treehouse or whatever, and I guess they built it around it. Well, it's built around Gaia. So like the biggest painting would be Gaia, but everything stems from her. So everything that's branched off of her is other things off like I mean I guess it's messes behind it if you get what I'm saying, but
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
branches off of her and it turn other things around the building. So like
yeah.
some stuff may be the actual physical paintings on the wall, but it could branch off to be actual like physical art as
Living.
well, or a piano
Oh,
or something like that. So
yeah,
it's crazy. But
yeah.
I mean I never paid attention to it. Me
Mhm,
explaining to you like how it looks
mhm,
makes it sound more, artistic and thought they put into the
mhm.
whole thing. But you walk in and you don't think about it. You just see the artwork. So I never questioned
Right,
it, like, oh my god, they went deep with it. But
right.
me explaining how it looks, I see how deep they really went to create the
Mhm,
building. Uh,
right.
but uh, but yeah.
Yep.
You gave me a question about how do you feel about wings and gills and humans and whatnot. So what what does that what does that stem from? Like
We
yeah.
went to a party in the Bronx, and they were like shooting like a movie,
Hmm.
and he said everyone had like I think it was an after party. So anyway, a cockroach decided to show up to the party. I guess they were jamming too loud, and so the thing started crawling up the wall. And here in New York, when it turns like 95 degrees or more, somewhere around there, the cockroach goes, "Hey, here's my wings," and so it flew around. And people were like freaking out from this like 1 to 2 inch thing. It grew wings because the temperature made it grow the wings. So I was like, So if the sun gets closer or whatever, or the earth warms up or whatever, um, like a caterpillar, a moth, like can we grow wings? Like we've never imagined it. We see it as like a superhero, but what's the next evolution of a human? What are we gonna do next? Because we're not crawling, we're not whatever, you know.
but see, if you we all I mean, if you go back, I don't know, hundreds, thousands, yeah, we was different.
Yeah.
So we had to evolve to our environment. So like
Hmm.
apparently we're water creatures, so
Right.
we probably could, we like people who live around people in the islands or people who live
Hmm.
around water, they're typically different from people
Yeah.
who are more inland.
Yep.
So it could be a possibility though if the ground become more
Hmm.
toxic or harsh, we may it
Yep.
may grow on wings so we
Flood,
can.
another flood. You're like, hey, I
Yeah.
need food, bro.
Yep.
But I wonder how long that would take.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to see how, because there are some people who can stay under the water. I forgot the name of that village in, is it East Asia, where everyone lives on the water and they have like supports that go into the water, so they
Oh
just
yeah.
dive from their home into the water and they can stay under there for a while. Like,
Or remember Michael Phelps, his feet was different, so he could swim better.
oh,
Yeah.
but have you thought about that in our own lifetime? Your mom has an egg, and then your dad's like a pollywog, and you're like a pollywog, and then it goes into an egg, and then you look like a shrimp inside of
Hmm.
when the embryo's there, and then eventually, like, come out, spank the baby butt, and oh, I have eyes.
Then you can throw the baby in the water and it swims. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like we go through our own evolutions even in our own lifetime. It'll be interesting to see like what the next stage would be. I always imagine I want to fly. I personally want to fly because that's what my dreams has me doing. So,
See, I always wanted to fly. In my
mm-hmm.
dreams, I fly as well. But
Mm-hmm.
the guy he don't work at that company anymore, but he's have a segment on YouTube called Because of Science. He got his own show now,
That's
but
gonna disappoint me. Okay.
yeah. So he said he made a video about how terrible flying would be.
Mm-hmm.
So if you imagine the Earth, I don't know how fast the Earth's moving. Earth's
Mm-hmm.
moving, it's at 1,000 miles per hour.
Right.
So if you fly in the air, that means you're flying against or towards 1,000 miles per hour.
Okay.
So let's say you just jump, you flying, you would just smack anything, a mosquito in it, it would hurt like hell. Or how would you stop? Like the traction has to be so good. then stop. How would you pinpoint? Because you
Like,
think about a helicopter or a jet
yep,
plane. They
that's
gotta
in
use
my
so much.
dream.
They gotta use so much force to stop. They gotta
Yep,
turn the engines back to stop, or
yep.
So you flying, how you gonna
Absolutely.
stop? Yeah,
Absolutely. Well, yeah, that's the beauty of evolution. You kind of grow into the thing. Like, how do you walk? How do you run? How do you jump? Like, I think that's part of it. In my dreams, I had to work out how the heck am I going to pass through a whole bunch of like telephone wires, and then what if a plane is coming and I have to dodge it? Like, will there be new laws like
it.
for people who can fly and all that stuff? Like, I had to work it out in my dream. Once you get above like where planes could fly, I wasn't having an issue. But
Well, you could.
like
The issue was if you breathing, you can't breathe no more.
but like I can't go underwater anymore. But I was living in
But since
embryonic fluid before.
since you since you're not a comic book reader, the Hulk is like that. So
Mhm.
so like yeah, so you Hulk fighting or whatever,
Okay.
and you take him in the water, he'll create gills. Or if he's in space, he can hold his breath like for forever, or finally adapt. Like yeah,
Okay.
like the Hulk's they say Hulk versus Superman. I don't know because
Right.
he he can do so much.
That's like
Uh,
that's where I'm mad at like the TV version because I grew up watching the Lou Ferrigno Hulk
yeah.
and he didn't do all that. He just beat people up.
And there's an X-Men called Darwin. I believe he's black. I'm not sure, but his mutant power is to adapt to his environment.
Hmm.
So he can adapt to any. That he was in uh I don't know if he was in Wolverine Origins
Hmm.
or the Wolverine. They did him dirty in the movie, but he was in that movie. No, he was black in the movie. He's the
Okay.
guy who turned to ash or lava or something and died.
Oh.
But theoretically, if in the comics, they wouldn't happen. So he would. So I think the Deadpool character or whatever, whoever
Hmm.
made him so hot that he like turned to ash. But in reality, in the comics, it wouldn't have never happened. His skin would have either like got hard enough so it won't burn no more, or he got so hot that he's like the same thing that was burning him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so cool, mutant or whatever.
Yeah. So that's Darwin.
Yeah, Darwin. His
Okay.
name is Darwin. Yeah,
They called it Darwin.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
They'll go, hey, I like this problem. I don't like this problem. And how about this? When I fly, the mosquitoes just go like that, just like if you're walking down the street and someone's scared of you. Like,
yeah, yeah. Um, you keep bringing up your husband a lot,
oh,
and his band that he's in.
no,
So do you do music with him, or are you musically inclined yourself? No.
I can sing, but I cannot perform. Mm.
Okay.
Like I literally like if it's karaoke, I'm like yeah. And so they had an event, and I was like, hey, I was asking the guy who was in charge of it, can I and I was scared because there's a whole bunch of musicians. And so, but that's what bonded me and my husband in the beginning because we like to sing like out loud, but he would sing for a real band and I would sing karaoke. But yeah, I wouldn't mind singing, but in a studio. I don't want to be on stage and like, hey guys, listen to me. Like I like being in the background in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I do that. And then writing because I like to write. So I have like all these songs, and I'm like, nope, that would be a good rap song. Nope, that would be a good metal song. That would be a yeah, yeah, yeah. Here we go, here we go. So I like to be in the background with that. So yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. No, not on stage though. It's fun. Like I get amped up, but I get too amped up. It's almost like too much electricity, and I'm like,
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
vibrate out of my wardrobe, man. I get really nervous because I'm like, I know I'm gonna forget the words. I'm gonna forget the words.
Um. So yeah. So you was telling me that like back in the day that Medusa had Kratos working in the Starbucks.
Like, Would Kratos working at Starbucks? All right, so for superheroes, I drew this thing because I was always I had sleep problems. And my sleep problems were so bad I fall asleep in this meeting, and this colonel took a pen and threw it at me. And I woke up like this, and I was like, "Ooh, I thought he was a dinosaur," because my sleep problems were so messed up. I could go into REM like within seconds. So my eyes wouldn't always shut all the way closed. He's in the meeting, and I see a dinosaur talking, and the next thing you know, a pin hits me, right? I don't know where it hit me, and I went, "Holy crap!" I was sleeping. Oh, so I always had like these sleep problems because I like to stay up at night, and I don't even know what it was, but it got better after I started going into just artwork because I think that's what I meant to be. So I drew this guy, and I was like, "What if a superhero needed coffee, man? Like,
Mm-hmm.
be really a superhero after that?"
Mm-hmm.
Like so I was working out, like having sleep problems, and I was like, well, human beings, I think they're amazing creatures. Like we can do so many things. We're like a node at the end of some big old computer. Each person has like a talent, and sometimes I think like the 9 to 5 makes them less than what they are. And I don't know if you ever saw the Lovecraft Country where Hippolyta was talking about, oh, I made myself small for I think for a husband or whatever. But that's what I feel like. Sometimes I feel like human beings make themselves small. They're amazing creatures. And so I said, well, what if a superhero made themselves small? Then we would see how ridiculous it looks. So I had like Kratos in Starbucks. Medusa has his boss yelling. Meanwhile, in the game, you can defeat a Medusa. You can defeat like whatever those creatures were. Um, but if someone convinces you that you're small, you make yourself small. And why would a big old dude like Kratos be serving someone's coffee? Like it was just in my head. And yeah, so I felt bad.
He probably lives in LA. That's probably why.
The Kratos is trying to look like him, and he's the real deal. Like
Yeah.
serving us
He's
coffee.
in between acting gigs, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so.
You say you want to do comic books and
Mhm.
whatnot. You're not a comic book reader, so
Oh.
what type of comic book would you make?
So it would be kind of traditional, pretty traditional, like standard pages and yeah, but then there would also be like a web element. There was this one artist, and I forgot his name, but he had like a baseball comic, and he would make some of his panels animate. And I was like, "Ooh, that looks really, really cool." So I'd probably have like a supplement to something that's in print. But I'll probably go mostly web with it, and then animate it. And then I don't know. I don't know which way to go. Like, do I submit the thing to Image Comics, or do I just go webtoons? Or
Well, I say don't submit it. You know, just
okay,
self-publish. They'll find you if they want you. You know.
nice,
But
nice.
just how you got like your website really like you put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
So like I'm pretty sure you can figure out how to do like I put it back on the screen. But just how you got your website set up, you can actually do exactly what you want to do
Mhm.
on your website. So
That's
like
true, right?
you can put I'm at the top of it. You can put your still image right here. That can be a
Mhm.
panel right there.
Um,
Then you can move down and you can probably have like saying the baseball. The baseball could be spinning right here towards the picture.
mhm.
Then right here you can have different panels of the reactions of the crowd and how the ball hit right there.
Right.
And they can keep scrolling down just like you do on webtoons. And you can do another still one. You can like you already got like I guess the format you're looking for right
Mhm.
here. Or you can keep it just like you got it, and they can click each thing, and it be a different panel. Like you can make
Yeah.
your book very interactive
Yeah.
by
True.
that
Yeah.
and be something different. But you can go to
Yeah.
webtoons. I mean, I'm not on webtoons. I mean,
Mhm.
cause I feel like on webtoons I'll be like just another
One in a million.
one in a billion.
Yeah.
Just so I mean I just didn't do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, you can just do it yourself and just fund everybody to your website, and from your website they can
Yeah.
just go get your merch or anything else like that. Just,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah. That would be
they say,
fun.
yeah, they say put it anywhere, but just like what your mindset, but what you seen that guy do, and you want to do yourself, you can just do
Mhm.
it on your website. I mean,
Yeah, that's
yeah, it's
true, right?
halfway there already. But
Absolutely.
yeah, but what kind of book would it be though?
Oh, there's three different ideas, but the first one I don't want to say the title yet. I gotta do some stuff for it. But it's gonna be me like coming back to Long Island and leaving, coming back and leaving, coming back and leaving, almost like I get sucked into a vortex, and almost repeating patterns. So the character will be based on that. Kind of not. Yeah, have you seen Super Jail? That show Super Jail, where
I
the guy
have.
keeps going back to prison at the beginning. But
Yep.
that's what it feels like. I'm like, man, I always say I want to leave Long Island, then I end up getting stuck right back. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's gonna kind of be poking fun. I'm not gonna say making. Yeah, it's gonna be poking fun at like my history, like in churches and stuff like that. Um,
Like an Everybody Hates Chris.
or like a Boondocks, Everybody Hates Chris. I don't know if you
Hmm.
ever saw My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, where she kind of like went, I don't want to be a lawyer anymore, and dumped everything and ran out west to chase some dude. Like she just got rid of everything, and that's what it felt like when I lost everything. I found myself again, and I want to kind of go through that, like the crazy dreams, like coming back here. Why in the world am I back here? Is it to resolve like some family stuff? Is it because I just like the air, or is it like
Well, the
fish
air's not that
returning?
good.
No, it's not. Only by the beach, but even there, you're like, oh, I gotta go way out east for the good stuff. Like, there can't be
Hmm.
anybody around here. Or is it like a fish coming back home before they die or whatever?
Hmm.
Like, the people return home and returning home and just meeting my exit point. So
Okay.
I'm trying to keep it based in reality. I kind of want her to be a little bit of a snob, but not snob for riches, snob for design, just not appreciating something that looks like it was done lazily. Um,
Like a Penny Proud.
oh, you know what? Now I have to watch that. I was thinking Niles and Fraser Crane. They're always doing this, or whatever. Or like, oh, who did it on Girlfriends? Somebody was like that on Girlfriends, where they would look at something and go, oh, Tony. Was it Tony? Yeah, Tony. She was a little bit like that, but
Tony was the guy who married the white guy, right?
yeah, I think she did. Yeah, but she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
into like she would get like snobby about certain things. I'm not into like the material stuff, but I'm into. Did you put enough work into that, and are you trying to pass it off as
Hmm.
like oh, and if you made money from it, like oh, just get like people on Long Island just upset. They're obsessed with like money. I know everyone else is kind of obsessed, but here like it becomes part of your daily lunchtime. Like I gotta make money. I gotta make money because everything's like rent is 3,000 all this. Like it's nuts. So I don't know. I don't know. But I don't want to say the title yet because I have to like get everything like copyrighted and draw it out. But I have my characters and I'll introduce them to everybody. Like instead of five guys burgers, there's gonna be like three guys.
Hmm.
So it's gonna go like in that direction of coming to
Parody.
America, McDowell's,
Yeah.
so I don't get in trouble. We also have this crazy property here. Um, it's a big black cube mirror building that's in Garden City, which is like a big shopping area, but it has 666 as the address, and it glows in the dark, right? And you're
Oh
like,
man.
what is that, bro? And I had looked it up, and there's a bunch of lawyers in there. All that,
No.
there's the whole story. So then there's like there's a Carvana over there, and I'm like, ooh, that's the escape hatch. So like, it's a whole world. Every time Long Island does something, it'll be like in the comic. Because I keep trying to get out, but stuff keeps drawing me back.
It could be a play on words. Long Island is so long you never get out.
So
Yeah.
long you never get out. Also, I guess I'll leak part of it, but no, I won't leak it. I'll have to show it to you. I'll have people come to the website and see the premise. I'm also going to have a
Okay.
part on the website called Random Pitches. And Random Pitches is just going to be ideas like what we were talking about in Starbucks, going back and forth. And some ideas I'll just like say it, and then other ideas I'll explore it. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. But this Long Island one is like close to my heart because people live away to Florida because it costs too much. But then some come back, and you're like, why are you coming back to the hellhole? Like, something happened, bro. They used to be able to buy a house for like 40 grand.
Too many Haitians, Dominicans in Florida. That's what happened.
In my next life, if I drop down from the sky, I want to aim for Jamaica. I think I've been aiming for the wrong island the whole time, but I want to aim for Jamaica and grow up there in the mountains. That's it. Like, that's my paradise.
You close. Jamaican Queens right there, so you're close.
Food is good though. I'll tell you that.
So I mean, would your comic style be more like see you're not a comic book reader.
Let me.
Do you have Netflix?
Yes.
So would it be more like a Sandman lock and key type of deal? The artist's name is Neil Gilman. I may be saying the name wrong.
Because I didn't watch that one. Neil Gilman.
Let me see. Neil
Lock and Key.
Short Neil Graveyard Writer. Is that him? Yeah. So Neil Gaiman. He did like Coraline, of course, Sandman. He did a couple things. But American Gods, The Good Omens, Smoke and Mirrors. There's a books he did.
Nice. Yeah,
but his art style is like just real different, and like it's like it's just real like abstract, like looking, cause like I guess he focused more on like the spiritual aspect, like he didn't show American Gods, so he took all the gods, like everything has a god, and I guess it's new gods. So like I hadn't watched the show, I just know the premise. So it'd be like a Wi-Fi god, Wi-Fi new. So Wi-Fi wasn't around back in the Greek times, so it's a new thing. So it has to be a god for it. So it'd be like American Gods.
Nice.
And like the Sandman stuff is more like just random like gods and stuff like Sandman. And I didn't read the book. I watched the first episode, maybe the second episode too. But it's like, what happens if somebody stops the Sandman from doing his job, so you never go to sleep? So you like stay asleep or stay awake, and how many things that triggers? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, stuff like that.
You don't get sleep. Let me tell you, son. That's why I lost it in Los Angeles. I was not sleeping. And then when I did, I had these like night terrors. So that's what I was working out in some of my paintings, because it felt like something was sitting on my shoulder, like pressing on my chest, and I was like, oh wait, then that sleep apnea. So that's my mom told me, like, sometimes you're fighting for your life in real life, and then in the dream it looks a certain way. And sure enough, I had like sleep apnea, and so that was one of the diagnoses. And so I was like, all right. So it's gonna be a little weird, because when you don't have sleep, I don't know if you remember the opening scene for one of the sequences in Fight Club where the dude was just going. Yeah. One of my. All right, so that was another key point in my life. Watching Fight Club.
See, I had sleep problems too, and that movie related me so much. I'm like, oh my god, because I was like just be running, and I'm like, dang, how did that happen? So I was feeling what he was going through. I like, man.
And he was like, waking up in a new town. I'm like, that's it, man. What does all of this stuff mean in the end? Like, I wanted to do something to feel alive, And
they say the book's different. Like, like it's not different, but more. It tells you more. I guess they couldn't put so much in film. But it said a lot happened between him and that. I can't think of her name right now. Him and the girl.
Oh yeah, I forgot her name too. Yeah,
they said a lot happened with that. Like, he freaked her out way more, because they said that he would switch mid conversation between Tyler. Yeah.
Because we only got a taste of that in that one scene where she's like, "What do you told me to come here yesterday? What do you?"
Yeah.
And that's all we got. Like,
So visually we saw Tyler, but if you're reading it, you just hearing him narrate what's going on.
The narrator.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. So that was part of my existence. There were parts where I was like wandering, and one. I don't know how much. Yeah, you got to be free. But yeah, sometimes I would walk the streets of Manhattan, 3 in the morning, and at 6 I would go get some pancakes and go back out to Long Island. Like I was looking, and nothing happened to me or nothing. I was just walking. I was like, I don't know where the answer is. I'm staying awake because why stay home? Let me just. Now, young people, that's probably not a safe thing to do to walk the streets of Manhattan at 3 in the morning. I do not encourage it, but my soul at that time was like, I need to walk the streets and look around. And that even sounds bad, soundbite. But I was looking for an answer. I was like, I needed something. I needed to feel alive again. And that Fight Club scene, all that stuff, all the sleep, it changes your behavior. And that's not something I would do now. But back then, no sleep, you're just like, it changes your behavior a little bit. So I was exploring that as well. And you start to see things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art changed that too, like with the sleeping.
Okay. Have you ever seen Inception?
Yeah. Now I have to go back and rewatch it because I forgot most of it except for the symbol, like looking for the top and.
Yeah.
But I remember
Yeah, that was another movie because as a child I learned how to control my dreams as a child. So when I seen the movie, early. So when that happened, I was like, oh my God, I thought it was just crazy. You know, like, cause like Dad, and since I've been doing comics and talking to people, I realized people dream in black and white. I thought that was crazy. Yeah, that doesn't sound. I haven't dreamt in black and white since I was young. It was color. It's been color for a while. Yeah, so I gotta do more research about it, but I don't know if it's a generational thing. Or yeah, I don't know if it's a generational thing or what, because it's supposed to like a low percentage of people dream in color. Okay. But I never asked nobody do they dream in color because I thought it was like we see in color, so you dream in color. But apparently, a lot of people dream in black and white. And if you dream in color, I guess you're special. But really, I don't know if it's a generational thing or not. All right, so I was asked to document my dreams, and I started documenting my dreams for like maybe a week or so, and then I would write down the influences. Everything I was watching on TV during the day would enter my dream, and it was trying to solve and make a story out of it. So we could start out with like someone getting shot, oh my God, I lost my weapon, and then like I'm playing video games as though that's in there. And then everything is in there from what I put my gaze on, what I heard, and what I spoke during the day. And the dream tries to make a story out of it. And I realized that I had to start catering what I do during my waking hours because it could get really disturbing if I continue to feed it like the news in the morning and then this. That. Yeah, that's probably people say you gotta unplug. It's probably you have to unplug. You have to unplug, and then even the friends you keep trying to work out. Remember when you said fixing things? So if like someone tells you, "Hey, I got this problem," your brain could be going in and trying to cipher and fix it and stuff, and it gets very, very complicated. If I was in the hospital like a few years ago, and during that time. It was the one time I said, I'm going to unplug. Like I did some work on the computer, but I didn't watch TV for a week. And I got visited by one of my friend's children who's never in my dream. And she looked at me and I was going through a scenario of like, everything's falling apart. Oh my God, the world is ending. Oh my God, like nobody in our family's loyal. Like it was like a whole bunch of garbage. And she showed up in my dream. The whole scene went white except for a few things that looked like they were being hand-drawn. And then one house on the hill, and it existed in Detroit, and it also existed in Los Angeles and San Francisco. And I went, what? And so the dream got my attention because it was like no other dream I've ever had. And she goes, this is not your story. And I went, it was a movie. It was a movie with Keanu Reeves. I can't think of the movie, but there's a mailbox. They can put the letters in the mailbox, and it'll go between. I know that's why you dream about it.
And my brain went back there. Okay.
I think it's called the letter. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, they were passing the message, but a different time zone.
In a different
Not time zone.
Yeah.
Time period, something like that. Yeah.
Yep. She told me it's not my story, and I was like, "What did she mean by that?" Until this day, that was 2 years ago. Still to this day, I'll repeat it. I'll go, "What did I dream about?" Oh, this was in a video game. This was on the news. This was on a Netflix show. This was on this. Nothing was coming from me. And so I said, it's time for my life to become my story. What am I doing when I wake up in the morning? Absorbing everyone else's stories or my own? And so I had to like just stand back and go, what has my life really been? What have I influenced? Like that kind of stuff really. And just from that one character appearing in my dream on a almost blank canvas, almost like, hey, you have permission to create the world around you. Okay. Don't be afraid. Stop absorbing everybody.
Have you ever tried to draw? I mean, or paint or whatever, some of your stuff you see in your dreams, or try to interpret something into like a paint.
Yeah, they come out a little. The one I did scared me a little bit. That's the thing that appeared. I painted it, then it appeared in my dream, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. That's sleep paralysis, even though it was like sleep apnea maybe. But yeah. Sometimes
the movie's called The Lake House.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I remember, they were sending different messages, and I think about that sometimes. Like, sometimes, in the military, they trained us, don't accept weird packages from people with no address and all this other stuff. And I got one or two, and I was like, who the heck is this? And I was like, what if it's my stuff? You watch Legends of Tomorrow? Not Legends of Tomorrow. What's the name of that? Is it Legends of Tomorrow, the DC one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You watched it. Sometimes you give yourself medicine. And I ain't opening that thing. You don't know. I was like, look, so even if I don't know what's possible anymore, I really don't, because now we're in the world where it's okay to imagine and it's okay to see things. And I think more people are gonna come out, so to speak. For not getting like the weird label, even though weird is like etymology. What? Nah. The etymology of weird is like amazing, but we call it something else. But yeah, if you're like weird or whatever, some people can see things before they happen because of intuition, or they actually see it. And some people don't like saying it out loud because it's like, oh, I got a mark on my head.
Yeah.
But I think there's a, moms and children have it. They have that connection. Sometimes family members have it. Sometimes husbands and wives have it. You'll just think something and they'll be in the other room, go, hey, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, hey, how did you think that?
Yeah, she says I do it to her. She says I do it to her. She says she be thinking this time, and I just say something or ask her about it. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Our dynamic's pretty weird, but I guess it links somehow. But
yeah, it's like
stuff like that. She'd be like, I was just doing that, or it's something. I was about to. I know I've been thinking about it all day. That's crazy how you just say that. Like, well,
right. Or you'll think something all day, and then you'll watch 3 TV shows, and they all talk about the same thing. And it feels weird to see that coincidence. Or you choose different TV shows, and then they all talk about the same thing. I remember one day while eating dinner, we watched Frasier, Future Man, and X-Files, and they all had to do with fire and firemen.
Wow.
And we're like, how? And how does that relate back? Are we getting a message here? Because how do you know? How do you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's okay now to say, hey, some things may be connected and it's not as weird as we think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think we're going to move into like a safe zone where it's okay to say it without being thrown in a hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff like I would end this segment so I can bring up what I was getting ready to talk about in the next segment. That's a question I want to end the show with. Cool. So that was in the next segment.
Okay, cool.
My next segment is the end of the show, and it's called Diving in the Crates.
Okay.
Comic book readers would dive in the crates to get the comic books, they're read or grew up with. like in your case, you're trying to find the hentai book or whatever you was reading back, and you trying to find that book or key issues, back to that in that crate. Also, music lovers, they'll dig in the crate too to find the vinyls or CDs, the classics they love to get that tangible CD. So that's how I'm gonna ask you. I think I'm gonna ask you one question to tie the whole episode together, so people can just end the show on a note. Say, okay, I really enjoyed her. So I know you was talking previously about artists being in the open portals and stuff like that. They say it does happen. They say Travis Scott did it with Astro World and all that stuff. And whatnot. But let's say artists can't open portals, right? You can pick any artist you throughout, I guess, history, whatever that you enjoy, whatever. But if they could open a portal and whatever, and you can create the artistic visual of that artwork that portal being open through your artwork, like I guess they have the screens or the smoke or lights doing something in the background, and just the visual. What artist or concert or whatever would you do that, create that for?
Ooh, all
right. Which one? Yes, yeah.
Funkadelic, bro. Like,
Funk.
Hands down, I want to do the planets. I want to do the vehicles they used to come down to Earth. Certain nose devoid of funk, all that stuff. Like everything about Funkadelic is the magic that I like. I want to think of human beings not just being here, but in other realms. I like that they can do Motown, they can do gospel, they can do funk, they can do rock and roll, they can do metal, they can do go-go music, like they can do everything. I love everything about them. They had the freedom to explore, and even the dynamic inside the band was do your thing. Like, and I like that about them. I was just having a conversation with the guy in charge of that con upstate about like when the two members were in James Brown's band, and James Brown used them as an extension and wanted everything to the letter to make it perfect because he was a performer. But then when they went to Funkadelic, it was like, woo, it was like a whole new universe. They could be just jamming on stage. Like even the jam sessions were awesome. And so I would love to be in the Funkadelic world. And George Clinton himself is an artist, so he paints now. I was like, man, that would be like my ultimate universe.
Okay.
Did
you ever get an opportunity to see him live?
No. But I was in a Zoom with him once. They had like an Afrofuturist meeting maybe last year or 2 years ago. And he was in a Zoom meeting with folks, with a bunch of creators, like writers, creators, appreciators. And there wasn't that many people in there. I was like, whoa, George. It was amazing. And it was like the Zoom where you see everybody's face. I was scared, so I didn't. But it was awesome, like just to see him. But no, I never got to see him live.
No. Okay.
Yeah. I would have liked the crazy days where they were out there like.
What about African Barbada?
I like the way they dress. I love the way they dress too. Never saw them live, and I wasn't that. I was too young for them. But yeah, I like them. I like the way Grandmaster Flash used to dress.
What about CeeLo? Like him?
I like his music, but like a long session, it would be more along the lines of like Funkadelic. Because he goes like a little bit more popular music. But I do like his style though. His style.
I guess you get more to what's the group? Dungeon Family might be kind of
Dungeon Family? Who's this?
You don't know what Dungeon Family is?
No, I'm terrible. Bro.
Oh man. Yeah, that's
Let me write that.
So the Dungeon Family, it's not as old as them. That Dungeon Family might be more 90s, maybe late 80s, but they sprouted Outkast. Outkast came from there. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, I
yeah,
love Andre. I love Andre
yeah.
3000. Oh
Goody
yeah.
Mob, Outkast all came from
Hmm.
Dungeon Family.
Oh, okay. That I'm
Y-
terrible at history.
Yeah,
Look at that. Yeah, I really like that.
but yeah, but
Yeah, that would be cool. He would be. Oh, Donald Glover makes me laugh too. He's actually advertising for
so
people
yeah,
to join his marketing company.
he might be a piece of that too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I could see that.
cause he's old enough to be a grandson or a son of that group.
Mm,
Cause he's from Atlanta, so
yeah.
he might have been a part of that group. I don't know. Cause like Future, the same Future from Date Sierra, and
Yeah.
he's a nephew of that group. So I think Donald Glover and Future are on the same age. So
Gotcha.
yeah. So like B.O.B., like all them, they all like the nephews of family members from that group.
Oh, that's nice.
So they're either on generation 3 of that or get ready to be 4. That's so they've been breeding
Yeah.
artists out of Atlanta from that group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I really think like the creativity of Donald. He's out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Like he does his thing, and I love that. Even that animation he recruited that brother, that artist that was on Instagram that used to draw hip hop artists. I forgot his name, but yeah, when he recruited that guy to do Feels Like Summer, and everything was like animation. I went, that's
Yeah.
the kind of stuff that will embed itself in like into a kid's memory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was an epic video. Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the show. It was great. Yeah, it was a great show.
Hope you don't have to turn the sound down. I was like, I got excited.
Yeah, I mean this program is I think I'm loud too. I can see I'm spiking, but this program is a good program. I guess I can name drop Riverside, the Riverside FM.
Nice.
I was on a podcast last year. Now they invited me on, and I was part of it, and I really like how it worked. And I did more research, and for all my needs, it was better than Restream or StreamYard and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like we both loud, and in post production, it would normalize our sounds. And I don't know how it looks on your side of the screen.
Yeah, I was in the red. I'm like, ooh.
But no, I mean on your side of the screen, every time I talk, it'll highlight me. When you talk, it highlights you.
Oh, okay, I see.
So
now.
it's using AI to do everything. So I mean, it's a great program. But
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, if anybody want to I guess purchase artwork or commission you or follow on your journey, what can I do that at?
Yeah, do that on my website on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. I'm gonna have the 3 prints of what's it called? The hybrid series. I'm not sure if you have time to go back to the website, but it's gonna be like the hybrid series, and hopefully upload it before the episode because that's how we roll.
Where'd I go?
On the portfolio page and right down into a work in progress. There is like this weird thing that says hybrid collection. So I'm going to be releasing that collection on Cinco de Mayo. And
hybrid collection?
Yeah.
So sure yeah, see, I'm already on the portfolio page, so that's what's going on. So I was like, I don't see the tab, but yeah, I'll put it on screen. So I click it, right?
Oh yeah, hybrid. So the store is gonna reopen on Cinco de Mayo. Oh, it's mad, son, it's mad. Did it get angry?
No, see, yeah.
So this is gonna link to my store. I had to shut that thing down because I was like, "Where's my balance from last year's sale?" And I was like, "All right, I'm switching stores. I'm gonna re-release it on a different platform." And so these are the 3. The hybrid series is based on humanoids and instruments for those of you who are music lovers. And so that one Rhythm Hit 'em is all about the drummer, the Superpower Bud Moon. I actually did it on that night when the moon was out, so that's a bass player.
Oh, okay.
It gets a little creepy. Rhythm Hit 'em is a drummer, so you'll see a bunch of percussions around her. And then the composer, I can't remember which Yeah, Composer is a synthesizer player that turned into like some crazy hybrid. And since it can control a whole bunch of instruments, I just threw a lot there.
Nah,
I'll
that's
be
dope.
releasing those, and then later in the year when I do the Catastrophicon, that is where I'll release the guitar player and the lead singer. Um, so I'm working on the hybrid series first. I'm keeping it simple in the beginning and then building up, and then the more funds I get, that'll go back into other stuff. And then
Cool,
look out
cool,
for a
cool.
Kickstarter later in the year. But everything will be on my website. I'll use that as my funnel so I don't have like 10,000 things. Because if you look at my social media, it's garbage. I haven't been on there since like 2015 or something. But I'll
Okay,
get there. I'll get there.
okay, okay. Well, thanks again for coming on, man. Really enjoyed it.
Yo, thanks y'all for watching the show. Great guest, spearfitter, great artist, great painter. Y'all check out that website. Purchase some of that artwork. It's going up for sale. And you know what? The View, he definitely be back next time. Cause you know what? I got a truck controller. So we none of that mess next time. And as well, man, if you don't read his books, even though he never shows up, go to legacyv.com, purchase a book, or you want to follow him on his journey. You know, everything he does in life, you know, whatever it might be. Do a Legacy View on all social media. If you want to follow me at Spec706. And if you want to be on the show, hit us up at Chillin the Green Box on social media or chillingreenbox at gmail.com and we get you on. In the meantime, I'm out of here.